Hi, Bill the Flavor Guy here, and it's Q&A time with Bill the Flavor Guy. So before we get into answering those great questions you've sent in, I want to remind you that if you're not taking a fiber supplement, you ought to be, because most people in this country, well, throughout the world, don't get enough fiber in their daily diet. I make this product, I take this product, I absolutely believe in it. It's helped me for the last 10 years, helped me to control my weight. I'd be a lot bigger in the tummy if I didn't take psyllium fiber. Check us out on social media. We run specials all the time. It's the holiday season. It's even better time to be taking fiber. It will help you control weight. So give it a shot. You're gonna love it. The first question's a really good one. I love this question. After freezing buttermilk, this person noticed the separation. You've got solids and liquid, probably clear liquid. And that's because most buttermilks are not necessarily emulsified or homogenized. I mean, there's sort of some homogenization there, but it's weak. There are some brands out there that absolutely do put it under high pressure homogenization, and those won't break very well. But traditional buttermilks, if you freeze them, the fat is gonna separate out. And then some of the whey solids also are gonna be separated, and you're gonna have this clear liquid. And when you try to put it back together again, that Humpty Dumpty Dump doesn't do it. But I have done this. This is a helpful experiment. So this is the long version of this question, is you could take it and bring it back to refrigeration temperatures and put it in a blender and run it under high speed, and essentially you're emulsifying it again or homogenizing it again. It's gonna be a weak one, but it was anyway because it's separated, but you can save it that way. The other thing you can do, which is kind of fun, is you can take those solids at the bottom, that's animal fat or butter fat, and run it into a like a hand, churner, and you can make butter. I've actually done that. It's a lot of fun. Throw a little salt on there, sweeten it up a little bit with some sugar or some honey, and it makes a mean butter. Next question is, how do I make bitters without alcohol? And that's a tough one for me. I want to help you, the person that asked that question. Great question. But that's one of the things we do as well. So I'm going to give you a simple way of doing it. It requires some experimentation. And I'm also going to give you an easy way, and that is you can just buy it from us. We make water-soluble bitters with no alcohol. So if this is for a kosher issue or a halal issue, we got you. But you need to make a request because it's not something we put up on the website. It's special order only. It's not going to cost you a fortune. It's just that we just don't make it and have it sit around. So we make it, and then we have to pasteurize it because it's water soluble and we don't use preservatives, and then we send it out to you. Water soluble just means like making a tea. So think about that. If you had certain, not every bitter will work this way, but if you had certain types of bitters, you can just put them in water to let the extraction occur over, say, a 24-hour period in a refrigerated environment so they don't grow anything bad. And then at the end of 24 hours in the refrigerator, run it through a coffee filter, and you're probably gonna have a decent bitter. And you may need to experiment with different ingredients to get the kind of bitter you want, whether it's a citrus and other bitters with it. If you want to make your life easier, just get it from naturesflavors.com. We're here for you. But you need to make a request because it's not something we put up on the website. It's special order only. So the next question is right up our wheelhouse. You're looking for flavors for hard candy and you can't find them. You came to the right place. When you get to that hardball stage is when it's really critical. Because most flavors, when you put them in the hardball stage, right, that's at that 350 to 375 degree temperature or somewhere in that range. It's just about to caramelize. You see it coming. Time to add the flavor. And what happens? A big white cloud comes off the candy. Guess what that is? Most of your flavor. So traditionally, hard candy manufacturers would use flavor oils and they would be really strong, but that doesn't matter because there's nothing holding on to the flavor. They're in an oil base already. That oil base may take heat really well, but the flavor itself is all made up of esters. If it's a fruit flavor, and most hard candies are, those esters don't even like warm temperatures at room temperature. So if you put it into 350, 375 degrees Fahrenheit, you see a fog, and that's about 75 to 80% of your flavor is gone. So we have those flavors, they're called oil-soluble flavors, but there's also another category on that same website. These are flavors called high-heat emulsions. I specifically designed them for applications where they're gonna be bombarded with a lot of heat, maybe some oxygen too, because they're boiling and moving around. That flavor is in an emulsion base that really holds onto the flavor. So it's under these really incredible stresses of heat, and the flavor is like this. It's fighting, it's hanging on as long as it can. As soon as you mix that in to that hardball stage, yep, you're gonna see some of it break away. You're gonna see still some clouds, but you're not gonna see that fog bank you got with the regular oil-based flavors, because nothing held on to those. These will fight it, and you'll find that you'll use less flavor, you'll have a stronger flavor, more pronounced. And don't forget, if it's a hard candy with a fruit flavor like a citrus or berries or cherry, always add a pinch of citric acid to that back in the early stages of the hardball, and or tumble that candy with a little bit of powdered citric acid, some really talky material. Don't forget that acid though, because that needs to help fire that flavor. But you will find that the high heat emulsions work really well and are gonna save you a ton of money, and you're gonna have a product that people are gonna go, wow, you're gonna have that kind of flavor. Last question. I love this question. It's the last one of the day, and that's not the reason why I love it. I love it because it relates to teas. Man, I'm passionate about making teas taste good. You can go crazy with this stuff. So how long will the flavor last after you've flavored those tea leaves, those fruits and stuff that you put in there? It depends on a lot of things. I've had teas that I've made that way last for years, but the flavor diminishes over time. I mean, it's not gonna last forever. But it's safe to say that if they store it in a cool place, away from direct sunlight, you know, like in a kitchen, it's gonna last probably for a good year in the jar. I can tell you, if it's cold and you keep it in the refrigerator, it might last a couple of years. It just does. The only thing that wrecks flavor in that category is direct light, heat, and oxygen. Those three things are catalysts for ruining flavor. Keep the questions coming. I love them. No question is stupid or dumb. They're all great questions. I love them. Some of them I'm a little surprised at, because I don't get asked those kind of questions very often, and that means you're thinking or you're actually doing stuff. That buttermilk question was great. Love that. So look forward to the next time. Keep those questions coming to me.